Kravitz. If you have not followed his Triple H horse racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.
Hello and welcome to episode 20 of Weekend Warriors, right here on the HHH Racing Podcast. I'm your proud host, Howard Kravitz, along with contest players and co-host Matt Miller and Jax Muniz. We're here to talk about the Twinspires $500 Smarty Jones / Jerome Stakes contest, which qualifies for the Kdbc. As I'm looking to my right, watching Oaklawn race 7 right now. It looks like Nikolai is going to win here at 4-5, unless I just mushed him, which I did not. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, the notification bell on the top right, and smash that like button below the video player. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor, and you can follow us on X at HHH Racing Podcasts. Gentlemen, I would ask you how you're doing today, but it's been very rare in these Weekend Warrior shows that everyone on the screen is basically out or close to out. But Jackson is not out. Matt is out of both of his entries. I'm sure he smashed something on the side, maybe with Nikolai there that just happened. But Jackson, you are still alive, my friend. Matt and Jackson will get you guys in just a second. I know you're itching to talk. It's been some chalk, some wide open races at Oaklawn and Aqueduct. We just saw a favorite win, Nikolai at 4-5 at Oaklawn. Of course, this show, by the way, is sponsored by our good friends at Twinspires as well. And Flavian Pratt with a completely ridiculous ride at Aqueduct in a horse that I did not personally have in my pick 5 at 6-1. So, gentlemen, how are we doing today? Flavian does not always win, Jackson, on favorites because he's that damn good. Maybe an Eclipse Award winner. Good afternoon.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Man, this contest, I don't know what's going on, but everyone is being really good today. These are some of the highest totals I have ever seen, and there's still like 6 races to go. I mean, I think my original target was a little under 2,500, and now it's significantly more than that. And like I said, a lot more racing to come. So.
Yep, you are still alive, Jackson, with both his entries. He's been not show-laxing that, but just show-chilling. I don't know, we got to come up with a name for it. Picking a particular spot. I'm sure Jackson has a spot in mind. Matt, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing fine. So my day has been up and down. I'm out of that contest and didn't do a good job. Didn't get paid anything on the side. It's funny. I hit a trifecta early on. I think they gave bettors a really easy opportunity in that first 4-horse race to really take a shot with something if you have multiple entries in a tournament. So I felt terrific jumping to the lead, and then Nick Sievers is having another great day. I realize totals are going to get out of hand. I'm going to flip over right now and just take a quick peek at you. I think I saw in the chat someone wanted to know an update on that leaderboard. These are high numbers, people. So when you're starting with $250, I would say a typical good job of where I'd feel comfortable that I'm likely going to hit the prize pool and win something, maybe in the 12 to 15 times your bankroll area. So, 15 aggressively times 250, what is that, 3750? And I'm looking up, Nick Sievers is at 4850. Justin Sampson from over at Equine Edge jumped up, is at 3,200. Yeah, and that's a winning total in any other week. Justin Danley at 2,600. Perennial favorite Kevin Lux, actually favorites, Kevin Lux and Steven Zare are in 4th and 5th with dangerous amounts of 2,400 and 1,400. So this board is going to update a lot today because this is a rare tournament that covers 2 tracks. So there are more races to choose from than normal, and there's a bit more action than normal. But what is not normal, especially here, these are some big numbers, and just congrats to the people for getting there. But this is where, look, I don't mind making some big bets on the end, but at some point it gets a little out of hand relative to the prize pool. We'll see. I have a feeling this is going to turn into a game more of chess at the end. than people just brutally making huge Godzilla win bets. But we'll see.
Terry Frank in the chat. Hi, all. Need Big and 9 help for live picks, not picks and ponies. It's what is pick and pray. Sorry, for the BC. All right, good luck with that, Terry Frank. Marco, we just showed the leaderboard. Gatekeeper, that was an epic split. Pratt pulled off 6-1. No kidding, Gatekeeper. He's talking about New York. I mean, I don't like this horse at all. The race fell apart, and he just split horses. I mean, I think he should win the Eclipse Award personally. I know it's another subject for another day, but I think he deserves it. And hello from Ed Burke. Greetings, degenerates, as he usually greets us in the most complimentary way. And by the way, guys, we would be remiss not to say Happy New Year, everyone. It's our first show of 2026. We were going to have one this morning, but Jackson, well, if we talk about every year, the weather's horrible in California. Just kidding, man. It's been, you're there. A lot of rain. They're very careful right now with, with the turf and the dirt, of course, in California, actually everywhere for that matter. And just been unfortunate in California with the rain right now.
Yeah, it's actually not terrible today. The problem is they were definitely going to be off the turf. The card would have been decimated. There would have been 4 horses in every single race. So I think they made the right decision to postpone it. I think they already rescheduled it to a Thursday down the line in a couple weeks. So they'll get the races in and they'll make sure it's a decent card because, as I said, it would have been pretty tough to play that card today. So no harm done.
Let's get to very quickly, and then we got to talk about the first race we're going to show. So again, Nick Severs at 4,800, just unbelievable. Basically a 2-hitter, Matt. And we don't have a lot of time to talk about how they got here right now. We can do that after the New York race. But you can see he had 2 bets earlier at Oaklawn, race 2. He must have loved that 7 in race 2 because he singled a double 1x2 and then a very healthy win bet at a good price. So I think the 7 was, what was the price of the 7 race 2? About 8-1 there. Let me look it up here. So Nick obviously loved a horse at Oaklawn race 2 that got him rocking and rolling. The horse was wow. How about 13-1? Asael Espinoza 13-1. Wow, absolute crush job. Great job, Nick Severs. Excellent. Justin Sampson just moved up into second with a nice score. Looks like he had big doubles 5. Wow, he had Flavian there, so he was very happy that Flavian spit horses there. That was huge for him with Flavian winning there on the 4. Justin Danley, again, top 3, ladies and gentlemen. Top 3 will get Kdbc seats, and there'll be a little bit of a 4th place finish with some cash. Let's go ahead to this next race, guys, because we've got about 5 minutes, I believe. I'm going to pull it up right now. It is race, actually, it's the last race of the day here. It's race 9 at Aqueduct. You see right now the favorite is the number 2. Too Honest Mischief is at 2-1 right now. The number 8, Vibrant Express, is 5-2. I could pull up the PPs. Jackson, I assume you did look at this race. I like the 2 chalks personally. I'm not being creative. We don't have a lot of time to talk about this race. Who do you fancy here in race 9, the last race at Aqueduct, and the last Aqueduct race, obviously, of the contest today?
Yeah, I'll go quick because I got to get some bets in. This is my spot. I'm going with the 1.
Okay.
Love the 1 here. Going to be all in on 1 entry for the 1 to win.
Oh.
The other entry is going to be exact as with the 1 in second. So
okay, I'll let you.
This is my spot.
Okay, this is Jackson's spot. Jackson, I'll let you get your bets in there. Go ahead and do that. The 1 is definitely a shot here. I put him as a 3rd or 4th choice, Unbroken Chain. Matt, that's not the best, like, high-quality N1X. I mean, when you get into races here in New York, in January, you're not going to get the best horses. Let me go full screen so I can get the race set up. We are going to show sound, as always, ladies and gentlemen, as they're approaching the gate. Let me go ahead and get that set up right now. Again, you're not always going to get the best horses in New York in January. And the 1 is a good shot for Jackson at 5-1, a nice middling price, Matt.
Yeah, I didn't see any sneaky money on it, Jackson, in terms of the will pays. Just a good, honest, 3rd choice, 4th choice, depending on the pool. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it'll get you where you need to go, and that's probably the most important part.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 2-hitter absolutely at this point. I mean, this is just going to set me up for something later because the target right now is, I think, 33,000, 31, something like that. It's high.
Yeah. So for golfers, it's this is the equivalent of a par 5 where it's really long, and we just know hit a good drive down the middle. It doesn't have to go that far.
You guys heard that sound? Did you hear Chris Griffin there?
No.
Well, you were talking over him. Okay, you heard it, Jackson. All right. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. And your second shot, I mean, you can either go for the green and something ridiculous, or you can just hit another solid 150 yards down the fairway. And in these bigger tournaments, rather than just trying to get to the green from the tee box, you sometimes realize it's going to take more than one hit. And so whether your drive off the tee box was 150 or 180, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. Just stay down the middle like you're doing. And yeah, at some point you'll be in position to take your shot.
Here we go. Mark Bogaz. Wow, deserve an Emmy for this show. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Well, they're about to go in the gate. Jackson, good luck, my friend. He is all in on one entry on the one horse here. Again, there are
Vibrant Express.
4 more races left in the contest. This one and 3 at Oaklawn. Race 9, Aqueduct. Chris Griffin with the call. We're going 7 furlongs.
Vollenhoven.
New York breds.
And Resilient Hero.
It went down to 9-2.
The Saturday.
That was definitely me.
Jackson, I think you want the 7 and 8 to get in a speed duel. I would assume that would help, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
What's that?
Just want the one to be somewhat close. Fourth, maybe.
Good beginning for Crescendo's Reign. Towards the outside, also in the early mix is going to be Vibrant Express, and these two hook up early, head and head in the early stages. At the rail, here's Coin Jar.
You got your wish.
And Vollenhoven's out wider in fourth. Stacked up in behind was this time, yes. Nowhere to go, back down a bit. The rail was open, Unbroken Chain, and Manny Franco took that.
I don't have 8-1, though. I have 8-1 on the side.
Express, who's now in front, is up by a length. Back for more is Crescendo's Reign. Raylu Gutierrez.
And a good chip, Jackson, if you're good enough.
Wider Ben Vollenhoven in third.
Exactly what you asked for.
Unbroken Chain is in behind these leaders.
I think the 2 behind you might be a problem, but we'll see.
2 Honest Mischief. They're followed to the outside by this time, yes. From the back, Resilient Heroes trying to run on there with Puckish and the trailer. Coin Jar.
Coming up the rail.
The turn now, 23.42.
Trying, but he's not getting there right now.
For a half-mile time. Vibrant Express is still there. Unbroken Chain just had to steady. Manny Franco wants to hold that position. He's going to have to switch towards the outside, it looks like, as Vibrant Express sprints away, is up by 2.5. Still chasing.
Eight's got to get the
Unbroken
distance.
Chain. 2 Honest Mischief is going to claim rail spot here, is chasing the leader, who starts to wander a little bit. It's Vibrant Express and Eric Cancel approaching the final 16th. They're still about 2.5 in front. Vibrant Express is almost there. Vibrant Express front running victory in the finale. 2
Sorry, Jacko.
Second Unbroken Chain that came this time. Yes,
all good.
1 minute 25.
It didn't get through. That's the difference. It didn't get through on the inside on the turn.
Yep, 8-2-1. Eric Cancel did a nice job. If he had gotten through, Jackson, Franco tried. Look, it was a tricky spot. The 8 was just the better horse, and I tipped my cap to Cancel, who sort of knew that the 1 was there. He didn't cut him off. He just race rided him very well, Jackson.
Yeah.
He had a good account himself. It came 8-2-1. Very chalky there, Matt. I'm assuming that is going to be very good for plenty of people in this tournament.
I'm just going to take a shot. Well, first of all, getting back to the point about the rail, my guess is if the horse did get through the rail, you probably would have gotten your exacta. I'm not sure the horse was a winner at that point, but I definitely think not getting through cost him that. Looking at the race, my gut just tells me this is not the spot where people went nutso pushing. I don't know. Mid-race cards tend not to get a ton of consistent action anyway, unless they're stakes races. And I'm not seeing anything here that would say to the average player, I have to push in a ton of money. So my guess is there's not going to be a lot of movement, but we'll see.
Interesting. I thought those were, well, look, nothing creative. Anyway, we vowed not to talk over extensively about a race or a replay, so we will not do that. I would just only say if the one that got through on the inside, Jackson, the 2 was going to follow him, and he would have had to hold off the 2. But that's not poo-pooing your pick. I like your pick. I thought the one had an outside shot, and he gave a good account of himself. So you're still live on 1 entry then, Jackson? Is that correct?
No, that was it. I had.
Oh, you were at. Okay, I'm sorry.
And exactas, and then a big exact on the side. So missed.
Too bad. Okay. All right. Well, people might want to, Howard, where are your entries? I did not play today. in the contest, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking a small break from contests right now. I love contests, but I'm just sort of pointing my dollars elsewhere and fully support these contests, obviously, just not with my dollars this week. Maybe next week, we'll see. So we're in an unusual situation, guys, and you guys have been so darn good, and I've had my moments. Usually our names are on the leaderboard. I'm sure there's plenty of people like, good, let's talk about some other people. We're going to see what happened here. There is, how much time do you got?
There's still one, Howard. We have one hope alive.
Who is that?
So there are a few contests today. There's that, obviously, it's the $500 contest we've been talking about that we've wanted. There is an Aqueduct $200 feeder that I managed to blow earlier. But I actually am still alive in the $100 Oaklawn challenge, which is, again, just another price point and another track at Twinspires. And looking at the leaderboard, I'm in first at $1,100 over Nick Sievers, who's man, I mean, this guy is everywhere. Nice job, Nick. So I did pass him, and I'll confess I'm alive in a double with there's no real minimums in this contest. This one's more about bet your bankroll and just make sure you bet 5 races, but they don't even specify a dollar amount for those, I don't think. So we'll see. Nick, it's your move, but we do have something to root for, Howard, and it'll be more interesting if I get past, but hopefully there's no drama. We'll see.
All right, well, good luck in that other contest, Matt. That would be nice. Now's a perfect time before we go to the leaderboard to talk about a few things. We've got a great tip sheet. Look below the video player in the description for our Power Picks tip sheet. Just started the new year, of course, and hopefully we will do well with that. We also have our premier Power Pick tip sheet membership called Team HHH. Matt, you want to talk about that very quickly, please?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just I just trying to relate my experience both with you and within the money. It's the same principle. You both came up with the idea of essentially offering a package that puts it all together. You don't have to worry about individual racetracks, individual subscriptions, what time of year it is. And you put a discount on top of the whole thing, I recall. And there's special contests we're going to be offering, and it's an absolute no-brainer on the convenience factor alone. When you add in the discount, just sign up and move on. It's a no-brainer.
And the deadline for that, ladies and gentlemen, is January 23rd. And Matt, we have a lot of people in these contests that do well that actually are part of Team HHH. You know who you are. Thank you very much if you're one of those people. Matt Majunkin comes to mind. There's other people that are in contests that are part of our tip sheet subscription. So really do appreciate that. Also want to mention, people might notice I'm wearing the Adelphi hat. Adelphi Racing Club has sponsored us for the 3rd straight year, Jackson and Matt. And thank you so much to Matt Gutierrez. We would not be anything without our fans and viewers. But you know what? We need some help too financially. And we have some corporate sponsorship now with Twinspires and Anita and First Racing. We also have some private sponsorship with people like Matt Gutierrez and Adelphi Racing Club, who likes to sponsor the little guys out there. So we really do appreciate Matt. And we have a new show actually starting next Wednesday. It's gonna be a taped show of revolving around the Triple Crown races coming up. So thank you to Matt Gutierrez and Adelphi Racing. Go ahead and check that out. Last promotional thing. PPs and clock reports are available for Gulfstream and Santa Anita every race day. Go to drf.com for more info. Of course, unfortunately, Santa Anita is not running today. All right, guys, let's get to the leaderboard, shall we? Let's see here. I'm going to refresh. Let's see if anything has changed. We will go there right now, and it's going to open up, and Nick Sievers is ahead. Yes, there was a change.
I mean,
Steven Zare.
You see that green arrow. I mean, it's such a bad feeling when you see that little red arrow next to you, and an amazing feeling when you see that green arrow. Steven Zare, I mean, we just talked about it. He is dangerous. And, Nick, it's like we talked. Yeah, like I said before, I was talking to Nick, and we talked about the likelihood, the fact that it isn't likely that people would go after him directly given how high his total was. And so we talked about, our guess was people were going to keep trying to slot into that second spot. And that is now the second race in a row, I think, where someone has done that. And so, Nick, I'm glad you're still safe. Stephen, really nice job. I mean, these totals are sick. I don't, they must be just giving away money at these tracks today. I can't believe it.
Big win bet, $1,150 win bet. I'm sure he was happy when Cancel pushed the button and decided to, get loose. So like he should have been with the 8, and he got the distance. $1,150 win bet. Now this is interesting, Matt, because again, it's only I wouldn't say this is a flat betting structure, but top 3 doesn't really matter, right? I mean, all you have to use the top 3 to get a Kdbc seat, which is $5,000. So right now the number is, and they're shooting after Justin Sampson at 3,200. Any of these people, especially Stephen Wells, Justin Danley, and Kevin Lux. Actually, Justin Danley's got 2 entries, Matt. One at 26 and one at 950. Our buddy Neil Thornberry definitely not out of it at 675. Yep. I mean, Jackson, anyone with 500 more is absolutely still in this contest.
No, for sure. I'm just so impressed. Every time we refresh the page, the bars keep getting raised again and again and again. I mean, amazing. People are hitting on this contest, and it's very impressive. But yeah, as far as people that have $500 left, I don't think they were probably expecting to have to shoot for 3,000 with a few races to go. So I wonder if their plans are changing a little bit as well.
Well, one interesting point to make about these scores, and look, it's not a matter of taking credit or where it came from, but I do think as there have been more shows talking about contests, more content in general out there about how to play these tournaments and end game strategy and all that, I have definitely seen a shift in contest play where people are betting their opinions harder than they used to. And instead of seeing someone try to hit 5 or 6 races, you're seeing people saying, okay, I understand that this is a good opinion and this is one of the better spots I'm going to have. And you're seeing people really bet their opinions. And this is this is what happens when they do that. And there's a bunch of people that are right. These totals are, listen, I'd be thrilled to be in the scrum with them all, but this would be a stressful one for sure.
I'm keeping my eye on Gulfstream because I played that a little bit. It's not in the tournament, but anyway, yeah. Look, people are learning, guys, and when people learn, you're going to see high totals, and it is really quite impressive for sure. We've got 3 races left at Oaklawn, and I thought Jackson, in general, I thought they were difficult. We got 5 minutes left. Yeah. We are going to go ahead and, of course, show these races here in just a second. Race 8. What was your overall opinion at Oaklawn? As I'm going to see another bet go down the drain, it looks like at Gulfstream. Yeah, but the 6-1. I bet a 6-5 and a 2-1. Neither one of them win. Okay, I'm still live. Still live to the turf pick 3 though, Jackson. That's my last little play on the side today. Let's talk about Oaklawn though, my friend. Oaklawn. We're going to go to race 8 right now. It's a mile and a 16th. Your thoughts in that race?
Yeah, it felt like one of the favorites probably win. A lot of the horses are coming out of the common race, and it just felt like the number 6, Super Cruise, was a horse who won coming out of there, who was off a little slow, had the long layoff, was close to the pace, a lot closer to the pace than some of the others were in that spot. And he ran really well, and he has the right to move forward against this group. Now, I don't know if I would be taking 8-5 on him. I think you're probably hoping for more like the 3-1 that he was on the morning line. So maybe a little short for me, but I think he's the horse to beat. I have no doubts about that, because Render Judgment is the other one in here that's taking a lot of money. Expectedly so. He was on the Derby Trail as for McPeak, popular connections. I just wasn't really impressed with any of his form last year. It kind of just felt like he was a participant in those races. It kind of just chugged along and, finished okay, but I don't know how good he actually is. So I'm not a huge fan of him in here. I would be on the 6. I don't love the price, but he does seem like the right horse.
He's had some trouble in the gate. That was the number 6, Super Cruise. If he can actually get out well, I think this horse is pretty talented for bred by L&J Foxwoods. Interesting enough. I got to tell you, Matt, they're signaling the noise. This is not just about looking at PPs. Render Judgment was in the Bluegrass, the Risen Star, and last ran in the Derby. And you'd think, wow, this horse is going to be, he's 7-2. Now, McPeak does not have great numbers in this situation. This horse can win, Matt, but he is absolutely freezing cold on the board, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed. And I'm a little surprised he was bet in the multis as much as he was, but the 6 was definitely bet the hardest. And for that to not be the morning line favorite, as you talk about signal in the noise, there's your signal in the noise. You know, you have a morning line favorite, not the favorite in the double by a meaningful percentage. And so I think the public agrees with you. And that's the sharper public that's betting these races earlier than this very second. And so, okay, anything could happen. But I agree with you. To me, it would almost be a surprise if this turned out to be a good horse after all. I mean, I don't think they know what they really have.
I think that's fair. There's a horse in here, guys, that I'm very interested in underneath. It's not on our spot plays. I had some other ones. If people have been paying attention to Oaklawn today, it's been pretty speed favoring, which gives me even more reason to like. The 9 did no running last time, but he was involved in a ridiculously fast pace. Jackson and Matt, if the 9 can get either on the lead or just be involved in a softer fraction race, which I would think this could be, I'd be careful the 9 Midnight West here, taking Mike Jackson at 12-1. I think the first quarter of this race is everything you need to know about the 9, whether he has a shot or not.
Agree 100%. This would not be a contest play for me, but if I was playing cash for a value bet, I think he's by far the value of the field, with the 6 being as low as he is. He just has one bad race. All his other races before that put him right there with everyone else. It does seem like he has a speed advantage against his group. So at 12-1, I think he's worth a little flyer here. But again, it's not like a crazy strong opinion.
I think, I would agree with everything there. Not impossible. I'm just sort of looking and making sure I got my trifecta reverse tri-key bets in accurately, which is one of my favorite plays, Matt. And I got to tell you, when I saw your contest play and I saw trifectas, I almost fell out of my chair. I'm like, this must have been a small field. Sure enough, it was a 4-horse field, Matt. So I wasn't crazy. There's nothing wrong with trifectas. That's just not your kind of game usually.
No. And especially as we talk about, and again, I don't want to sit here making it sound like there's one way to do this or a right way to do this. There's multiple paths to victory. And frankly, I've been successful in finding a bunch of different ones. What you really need is just a great toolbox with a lot of tools and know how to use your different tools. And when you find, that exacta in that 4-horse race was unbettable. It wouldn't have given me enough to make it worth doing. But if you could instead break it into 2 contests and just do 2 straight all-in trifectas, okay, now you're in business. And so it's just a matter of thinking creatively. It wasn't the handicapping opinion. Go ahead,
You guys hear that, correct?
Matt Dinnerman, yes.
Okay, Matt Dinnerman on the call, guys.
The first one to go in.
The 6 is 6-5. Sorry, just drifted to 7-5.
Working with him to go in.
Jackson, how strong do you think people are using this horse in the contest?
Riddle Solver coming up.
I don't know who's betting it to win necessarily, but I think it depends where you're at, obviously.
Your judgment.
And it depends what your target is, because there's a pretty big gap from first to second, and there's a pretty big gap from second to third as well. So it all depends on what people are targeting with 3 races to go.
Obviously, I'm not in the contest. What would you be targeting, Matt?
Say you're at $600. Would you be going after Steven in second, or would you be going after, I think, Justin's in third?
So you're in the. Give me 1 second. I'll answer that thoughtfully as this goes on. I would be targeting second still. This isn't safe. There's too much money, so I would be targeting $4,000. I still wouldn't be targeting Nick.
There's 2 more races left. There's going to be 2 horses in the next race that are going to take a lot of money. I'm not suggesting they have to win, though. And then the last race of the contest, Smarty Jones, not a big field, but relatively wide open with some interesting horses. So there's about 3 more left to load. I'm selfishly hoping number 9, Midnight West, gets loose somehow. There's not a lot of speed in this race other than the 2, so we'll see. But there's 2 to load. Good luck, everyone. Race 8
Luca
at Oaklawn.
Hand to the outside post. Timing difference. Here's timing difference. Tyler Bacon rounding out the field. A dozen ready to go. And Laurel. Stutter step start from gun runner Charlie, who's well out of it early. Going to the front, Riddle Solver on the lead. Midnight West is right there. A 3-deep Mina not far off as they approach the first turn run. Dan Samo in the 4th position going into the turn. The Warden is scraping paint into that turn. A deep timing difference in the mix of horses right behind the leaders. Timing difference off the speed today. Now 4 off the pace. Gap of 3 to Super
very
Cruise.
moderate
Render
pace,
Judgment is
although
next to
9
the
to
group
get the
with
lead, but it's
Wahoo again. They
moderate.
run as a pair. Gunrunner Charlie Keene, 3rd last after breaking slowly ahead of Myra's Boy and Capoluca as they swing it down the backstretch. Pacemaker in the first leg of the late pick 4. That's Riddle Solver on the lead with Midnight West right there. A 3-deep Mina not far off as they head down the backstretch. Length and a half to Dan Samo. Then timing difference. The Warden to the inside. He's 3 lengths behind. Patiently ridden on the rail with Rafael Bejarano. Gap of 4. Super Cruise still in midfield. La Hooligan sent along hard outside
this
of him.
9
Gunrunner
run.
Charlie needs to turn it around with Render Judgment, who's being asked for more rounding the far turn run. Myra's Boy Capoluca, second to last and last respectively around the far turn. Midnight West, he's got a head in front now. Inside, Riddle Solver begins to give way, and Midnight West is on the lead here. Outside, trying to produce a bid. That's Mina. He's right there battling for the top spot, and these two are
Come on, Haskell, try with this horse.
Samo is 3rd, and right behind them is Super Cruise trying to get into the race on the grandstand side. Mina, he has passed Midnight West. Super Cruise, Dan Samo, they are moving as a pair. Dan Samo, Super Cruise, these two to decide it, and they're kicking right by Mina, who's giving way. Super Cruise outside with a nose in front. Super Cruise, Christian Torres with a hat trick. Dan Samo was 2nd. Gunrunner Charlie 3rd. Mina flattened out to 4th.
Final time 144. The favorite wins 6-8. I think 4. You know what? I understand they don't want to get into a speed duel. They won 48 to the half jacks, and the 9 has to have the lead. Why not? He actually took the lead on the turn into the stretch. Maybe he just wasn't good enough, but boy, if you're someone like me, the way this track is playing, just send him and just go. He just played with him. I don't know why. I don't regret the bet at all, man. He obviously wasn't good enough, but that's one of those situations, Jackson. This is going to sound selfish, but that's okay. The horse was 20-1. It was worth a flyer to me. If he actually descends aggressively, who knows? He actually ran okay, faded 5th, I think. Number 6, Super Cruise, who we all had, Jackson and Matt, not creative, but, you know, this horse was a 3-1, I think, morning line. We all had myself, Chris Couples, and Pete Visco on our show on Monday. The number 8, that's what this 8 does, just clunks up for second all the time. Render Judgment, nowhere to be found.
Participate.
By the wire at all.
Just another participant, just like usual.
Yeah,
Super
I think
Cruise
if the 9
off
broke
at 3
better,
to
then
2,
maybe
guys.
he could have gotten the lead, but the 2 broke so much better than the rest of the field. I think the 9 felt like he had to just sit off, and it was a soft pace. He just ultimately wasn't good enough. He got the trip he wanted, so that's fine.
Yeah, I guess. But when you go 25 in the middle half, you could have went on with it on the backstretch, like more aggressively, and make the 2 make
still lost
decision.
by 15 though, so
maybe, I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want to battle people. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter.
That's going to shake up the contest, though. I'm going to guess that there's another new person in either 2nd or 3rd, someone that was already towards the
totally agree.
Maybe
with that.
I would think so. And you know what's and Render Judgment, I mean, finished like 9th. I mean, Matt, that is just look. The board is wrong all the time, but with more experienced horses, especially. There's 2 ways. I'm going to show the leaderboard here when it comes up. Again, it came 6, 8, 4, 10. Actually, Mana actually ran well also. Matt, there's 2 situations to me where the board matters a lot. First-time starters, obviously, and layoff horses. Because if a layoff horse is ready to run, they've told someone out there. Clearly, the stats said it too, by the way. Clearly, Renner Jr. was not ready to run today. And if you had him, I'm sorry. I'm not saying it was a stupid opinion, but we got to learn from our mistakes and learn from the board. When you see 7-2 on a 2-1 morning line favorite, Matt, who is coming out of Triple Crown races, no bueno, my friend.
No bueno. And I say that I had him in a small double in that Oaklawn cash contest and was smart enough before the race went off to say, okay, well, that plays cold. It wasn't very hard to find the winner and start a double going forward. That, again, just stay flexible with what you're doing. That took no genius at all. The horse was ice cold on the board. I would have switched it out if they let me, but okay. And the reality is it did get bet in the multi-race bets, but I think as the race approached, we could totally feel it that wasn't happening. Look how distinguished Sylvain looks.
Sylvain looking sharp with his YouTube profile, man.
Yes.
Very nice. Good to see Justin in third. Yep, very cool. Brad Anderson, Happy New Year, HHH crew. Thanks, Brad. Hope you're all doing well. We are doing well. Maybe not necessarily in the wall today, but that is okay. Just looking at Gary Slayton, got the daily double from the HHH show. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, Gary.
Good one.
No problem. Congratulations to Gary. Some other sporting event is starting we don't care about right now. Let's see here. Tom said nailed it. Howard wasn't good enough 48 to the half. Should have stuck around longer. He's talking about the 9. I'll tell you what, guys. Top stretch, I thought he had a chance to win the whole damn thing. Just wasn't good enough. But I don't mind losing with those kind of horses in that situation. Okay. Let's see here. We've got, let's see, the exacta. We're going to the contest. That was a 16 to 1, 15.7 to 1 exacta, Jackson, that I think was very easily had because the 6 was a likely winner and the 8 is one of those underneath horses. And we didn't like the 3. I mean, that's 15.7 to 1, Jackson, on that exacta. I'm not saying I would have pounded it if I was playing this contest. Maybe I would have. I don't know. The double, by the way, which should be a very popular double, Nikolai into the 6. 7 to 1. We're gonna see some movement, boys. I'm sure.
All right, so I'm gonna just pause right there for a second.
Okay.
Jackson thought there'd be big movement. Howard just said there'd be big movement.
No movement.
I agreed at a 6 to 5 that was very havable. Now let's look up the leaderboard. Absolutely nothing. There's no arrows.
I mean, wow.
So maybe people are alive in the first half of doubles, but
right.
I mean, look, someone, and go slowly, Howard, but I'm not seeing any precipitous drops there. So, you know, Neil lost a couple spots. That's probably just a few bucks. The same thing with Craig Davis. I'm not seeing someone that was at the top. You know, if you keep going down, maybe we'll see someone that did bust out. But
you just said go slower.
No, I know. But now let's keep going.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not seeing any big drops anywhere. And so that feels to me like it really didn't do much damage to many people. Yeah, there's no like double digit, someone falling from the top to all the way to the bottom. And so strange, but again, these middle races, people, maybe they've become a bit over reliant on the last race, needing to hit that no matter what. These other races still matter and you still have to get yourself into position. But if people like the position that they're in, there's not a ton of reason to play these middle races. And so, okay, but it's funny how wrong all three of us were. I thought for sure something was going to happen there.
You just never know. It's crazy, Jackson. This was 2 horses that are sub 2 to 1. And no one really crushed it. Although, like Matt said, we could have some live doubles going forward, but I just, I don't know. They're big fields and they're allowance races, Jackson. You just never know. I suppose that's part of it, right?
Could be. I mean, if you're also in, say you're Justin in 5th, like you could just be waiting for the last race, let the leaderboard play out, and see what happens. See what exactly you need to target by then. Could be their thinking down there.
Well, and Howard, click over to the other cash contest at Oaklawn, which is still going well for me. It's kind of funny actually. If you look at this leaderboard, and
which one is that?
It's the one at the top.
Oh, this $100 one?
Yep. There was no change there either. That's crazy. Like in both contests, the very, very top, nothing really happened. So, okay.
I mean, you start with $75. Wait, you start with $75. I mean, this is crazy. It's like 12x right now. And we still have 2 races left. It's unbelievable.
Right. Howard, I started with $75. I'm up to 1,100. I have no idea if that's going to be good enough. In any other week, that number's good, and I'm comfortable, and I'm talking about dinner plans. And instead, I got people breathing all over me, including Nick Sievers, who's just on fire. So, yeah.
Nick's in the chat, by the way, Matt. So look out.
I know. I mean, we were talking before, and it's a strange day to see numbers this high. Usually we're sorting through the carnage of Turfway or whatever it is. And yeah, some really nice jobs done today.
Yep. I'll tell you what, we're going to, we have, Oaklawn we've got, let's see, we got 18 minutes, and you know what I'm going to do, guys, because it is sort of the beginning of Triple Crown season to some extent. I think I'm going to make a executive decision to actually play the sound for the Mucho Macho Man Stakes, which is a stake for 3-year-olds at Gulfstream. It's not for another 7 minutes, but we are going to play that sound, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit. There is a 1-to-5 shot in that race. It is not. Marco is asking about this race. Marco, Gulfstream is not part of these contests at all. It's only New York, which is over, and Oaklawn. Horse named Commandment for Brad Cox and Irad from the rail is 1-to-5. And actually, I think he's got a future. I'm not sure if he's a 10 furlong horse, but I think he's nice. And so we'll play that. We'll play that audio in a little bit. Again, Nick Severs has the lead at 4,800. Ladies and gentlemen, Steven Zaire just made a huge move. Justin Sampson in 3rd. Stephen Wells, Justin Danley, who else is in 5th and 8th. Kevin Lux, our buddy Kevin Lux, also a Power Picks tip sheet subscriber, by the way. George Barrett is in 7th. Saul DeGanji is in 9th. Our buddy Neil Thornberry is in 10th. Joseph Carnival, 11th. Craig Davis. Chris Couples, another buddy, is in 13th. Now, let me ask you a question. This is a good lesson. Jackson, I'm going to let you take this first. People like Joseph, who has 2 entries right now, they total about 1,000, but they're on 2 separate entries, 665, 360. In general, Jackson, how do you like to play in these situations with 2 entries of relatively small dollars compared to the leaderboard with 2 races left?
Well, with 2 races left, I'm finding my best opinion, and I'm probably playing a double. I'm going to pick one horse in either this race or the next race and play a double to 3 or 4, as many as I can afford to get to 3,500 or whatever it's going to be. It's quite a bit. So it's not like again, it's different today because usually we're targeting 2,000 instead of 35. It's a big difference. So I'd be looking for my best opinion and going from there. But
now, would you Dutch it to get Jackson to have either one of them get to 3,500?
Yeah.
Okay, so you play something that's going to pay out bigger with the lower one, so it's going to pay out smaller with the higher one.
And I don't know exactly what it is. I think Steven's at 39, so that's what we said, 39 something. That's the range we'd be looking at. The problem with doubles today is the double pools in general. There's only so many ones you can hit so hard. You can hit the last double because it's $5 double. The pools are much bigger. You can hit the first double of the day because the pool that is usually much bigger. Today it's in the middle of the card, so it's not necessarily going to be the $200,000 pool that we're used to. If you're betting a nice cold $600 double into a $25,000 pool, I'm making numbers up. I don't know exactly what it is, but that's going to definitely impact your price. So that's something to keep in mind as well.
Matt, do you feel the same way if you were in that situation with 2 entries, one about half the amount of the other with two races left? Jackson suggested double. There's a lot of things you can do. I know it depends on the races themselves, but just in general, help people out with 2 entries in the situation.
And I don't mean to put pressure on this person, but this person should be lethal in this spot. At least 2 terrific shots at it. And the approach I would take, the same approach as always. What number do I need to get to? Take that number, and looking at the leaderboard right now, I think we're in agreement. That's $4,000.
Yeah.
I would look at my top opinion and say, okay, how much money do I need to get to $4,000? Can I do that by a win bet? Ideally, yes. If no, it's doubles. Once I've covered off my top pick to the amount that I want to hit, I look to my next pick. Now it may come, let's take this example. Maybe your next pick you can't afford. Maybe it's too close in odds to your top pick, but you can afford picks 3 and 4. Well, that's the perfect moment where you take some cash from the side. You take your second pick, you get it out of the tournament, because what's the point of leaving the putt short in a tournament? Get alive to as many horses as you like and can to the win. But I would start first and foremost cover off your first horse. Don't leave that putt short. And, as you go to select more horses, yeah, you can get more coverage if you take doubles. You'd have to bet heavier bets if they're win bets. But if you're lucky here, you have an opinion that there's only a couple horses that can win or 2 or 3 horses that can win. Oh, yeah. I mean, with that opinion and these balances, that should be plenty doable.
I have a pretty strong opinion in the next race at Oaklawn. We've got 13 minutes left. It is the Commodore Overnight. It's a listed stake. Let's get to it right now. And then I will play the sound for the Gulfstream Mucho Macho Man race as well. That is out of the contest, but it's worth definitely talking about because it's sort of the road to the Derby beginning in Florida. Let's get to this race right now that we're going to talk about here. Oops, I got to back up here. Hold on 1 second. That was New York. We don't want that. This is going to be race, 9, guys?
Yes.
Race 9 at Oaklawn. All right. Jackson, I'm sure you looked at this race. There's 2 horses that you figure would take a lot of money based on the morning line. And I'll bring it up right now here as I show just the entries first. It's 6 furlongs, $135,000 per. So number 3, Echo Again, who, let me refresh this, is actually a little cold on the board right now. It's 6-1, very cold on the board. The live odds are not reflected on here right now for some reason. And then Concrete Glory, the 5, who is 9-5 morning line, and it's 2-1 right now. Your thoughts in general in this race, and I will go to the PPs, Jackson. Yeah,
well, as far as Echo Again goes, it's almost identical to the situation we saw the race before, where we had a low horse on the morning line at 5-2. Is getting bet pretty hard in all the will pays and in the win pool. He's 6-1. I mean, he's ice cold in the win pool, but he's bet in the other one. So I'm not a huge fan of him. I don't know if he necessarily wants to go the 6. I'm also not a huge fan of the 5, Concrete Glory. I think he's been a little lucky in his last race. He got a really easy lead when he wasn't really supposed to. Was all out to win there. He also has to answer the Lasix issue, where his couple of his iffy races have been without Lasix, and there is plenty of other speed in this spot. So I was against him. I think the 6 is a little interesting. Bourbon Bash, a long layoff for Steven Asmussen, but he's run plenty of races that are good enough to win. Doesn't win often, but he is taking a lot of money right now. I'd be looking at him. And I think the thought that counts is the other horse that's going to be the mid-pack type, get the jump on the deeper closers, and another one that has run plenty of figures that put him right there. So not in love with the favorites in here. I would be taking a little swing with a couple of the mid-price horses.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the doubles right now, Jackson. The board, the current tote board is going to change a lot. Concrete Glory, the double is 7-1. Echo Again is 11.5-1. So Echo Again is going to come way down with these odds. And Matt, people, again, we've talked about this in the show. You got to pay attention, people. If you think you're getting Echo Again at 6-1, Matt, you're not. The source is going to be 3-1. I mean, so you got to pay attention to these things. The third choice is Banjo Chris, the 7 at 22-1, and then the 1 Thought That Counts 28-1. So again, these odds are going to change a lot. And when this happens, Matt, especially if it's late, people have to stop saying, "Oh, look at the CAWs." Pay attention to the double will pays, people.
Pay attention. And look, it's a suggestion that I came up with maybe a month ago that I'm going to start repeating a lot because I'm falling in love with it the more I say it. It would be so nice when you look at will pays if they actually had a column next to it where they did the simple math that imputed the odds on the win. And so it would basically, if you looked at the current race, there are 2 horses that got pounded in the double, and they probably imply win odds. I'm just going to guess of 8-5 and 2-1, something like that. And so it makes it really hard, especially for people that don't want to do the mental gymnastics with the math and all that. I'd like to make it hard for people to complain that they didn't know this was coming. And when you see not just the win pool, but you see the odds in the double pool, the pick 3 pool, and it's all apples to apples quoted as win odds, I think that would really, really change the way people look at things.
I agree.
Especially in a race like this, when we also have the pick 5 pools available. And when you think about who is making these late odds changes, it's all the CAWs And what do we know about the CAWs? The more difficult the bets are, the more they're going to show their hand. So look at the pick threes if they're available. They're better than the double. If you have the pick fours are they're better to look at than the pick threes, and the pick fives are better than the pick fours. So when you have information like that, use them, because you can see exactly what's going to happen by the time the gates open.
Totally agree. Matt, it's coincidental that we're about to play sound at a Gulfstream race. You want to let everyone know why I say that? Because you had a very cool experience last weekend.
Sound in terms of the where the sound is coming from?
Gulfstream Park?
Yes. Okay. Well, I want to make sure I knew you were going. Yeah, we had the pleasure of meeting Pete Aiello and getting to hang in that announcer's booth. I went from, I don't know, I probably lived 48 years before I've seen one of those. And I think in the last 5 years, I've seen maybe 4 of them. These guys are all so unique, so different. I think what came across with Pete more than anything else, that guy, the minute he turns off his track microphone and turns to you, is exactly the same person. It's the intonation of his voice doesn't change. His energy doesn't change. He just in the middle of this will turn around and call the race like that and then come right back to the conversation. He was a blast. And thanks again for setting that up. Super fun, super unusual process. Some of these guys have a million notes and a million whatever. He had nothing. I mean, it was so impressive. All right, go ahead. I see you're pausing me.
Well, it's just 2 to load. Matt, you just blow through the start of the race.
Yeah, stop me.
That's all right. I'm stopping you. There's 2 left to load. This is the Mucho Man Stakes. It's outside of the Twinspires contest, but it is 3-year-olds. They're going 1 mile. The number 1 commandment is 1 to 2. Not resting on Sundays because it's Saturday. Let's see if Commandment gets the job done for Mr. Cox, who we also saw at Payson, by the way. Name drop in person. Talked to him and was absolutely spot on with 2 of his maidens on that Sunday, by the way. Here we go. The Mucho Macho Man. Good luck, everyone.
They're in the gate. They're racing in the Mucho Macho Man. It was a clean but not an especially quick beginning for Commandment. It was a quick beginning for Thunder Chuck from the far outside. He's reaching out for the early advantage. In between horses, Epic Summer is on the move, and at their inside, Kdbc is forwardly positioned in the run out of the chute. Roger That Dana comes away a joint 4th with Commandment along the rail. A length back to max capacity, and the one lagging way back early is Trips Promise. Out of the chute, onto the main track, 6 furlongs from home. The opening quarter was just 24 seconds flat. They're chasing Junior Alvarado, and Kdbc has the lead by a length and a quarter over Epic Summer in second. On his outside, it's a keen Thunder Chuck tossing his head about in third. Irad Ortiz Jr. is off the inside, pondering a course of action for Commandment. Getting started on the outside is Max Capacity, and from between them, Roger That Dana. Still 4 to the trailer, Trips Promise. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn and stack up front. The opening half was 47-1. It's now Epic Summer who comes away with the lead as Kdbc is finished now. Up to the outside, Max Capacity. In between horses, Thunder Chuck. 3 wide, Roger That Dana. Behind the embattled foursome is Commandment. He needs a way through. That's all for Kdbc. Trips Promise has played no role in this. They're a quarter of a mile from home. Epic Summer and Thunder Chuck now getting into the clear. Commandment, he just bowled his way through now, and he's on to challenge with a quarter of a mile remaining, and Commandment has now made a clear lead.
Bye-bye.
Of a mile from home, but this one's over under light handling. Here's the son of Into Mischief. Here's Commandment for trainer Brad Cox, living up to the odds-on hype. Commandment draws away to win the Mucho Macho Man by 5 lengths. Roger That Dana comes up with a giant try for second ahead of Thunder Chuck.
I thought for sure he was going to say, "Thou shalt win this race," or something, with that amount of time at the end. That's amazing. Big win.
Guys, the rail can be tricky at times, especially going 7 furlongs or a mile. I know he was 1 to 2 in tons of us. I get it. Matt and Jackson, we've seen plenty of times. There was a spot in that race where the 2 is backing up in front of him, guys. And we've seen jockeys try to rush through a hole and that easily with, I don't know, a certain handful of jockeys, Jackson. He could have rushed up, checked steady, would have been disaster. This is why guys like Flavia and Irad are so good. He did move up, but he knew he had plenty of horse. He just was very patient and picked his spot. I've seen it 1,000 times, Jackson, where a jockey sort of panics in that situation from the rail and tries to rush up into a spot that's not there. Not Irad or Flavien are the best, man. That was an underratedly great ride, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he probably knew what he had underneath him. He felt like he had a lot of horse and could take his time. And he also had the benefit of seeing the duel in front of him. They were lined up across the track. He probably knew, you know, they're going to come back to him a little bit. So he probably didn't need a panic. But, you know, I do that. Irad and Pratt, they do this every single day, whether it's 10K betting claimers or Breeders' Cup race, man. They're phenomenal.
And it was
the move hold on, Matt. I just want to make clear to everyone who's listening and watching. I'm not talking about the move when he split horses. I'm talking about midway through the backstretch when the two was backing up, Matt, and he had a wall in front of him, and he could have tried to like shoot through the hole and try to get cheeky, but he's like, no, I got plenty of time. I'll just wait. That's the move I'm talking about.
It was right in the race call, actually. Pete, he said it. He said, he said, Irad's trying to decide what to do from here. I mean, so he even made it was terrific. He made a comment to the effect that Irad was being patient, trying to figure out which way he wanted to go. To your exact point, guys.
It was excellent. We've got 2 minutes left of the Oaklawn race. The odds are coming down. I'll tell you what. I'll just say it, guys. It's why we do these shows. People can take it or leave it. Jackson, I think 8-5 on Concrete Glory. It's an awful bet here. Absolutely awful. If he wins for fun, God bless you. The number 2, by the way, I know it's low-profile connections, and the jockey is not a very high percentage. But if you just look at the numbers and the speed figs, I'm trying to remember the name of the 2 here now, who's 21-1. This is my second choice, guys. I mean, Jackson, maybe I'm crazy and he's cold on the board, but I don't think the 2 is completely out of this race at all.
Yeah, the issue with the 2 I have is his winning trip is awfully similar to the winning trip of the 5. They both want the lead. They both want to be forward. If the 5, if he lets the 5 go and he sits off and the 5 gets an easy lead, he's probably not going to beat the 5. He needs the 5 just to not break and have things his own way. So I feel like with the 2, you're kind of relying on a lot of things to go right. But if he's going to be 21,
on the 2, I'm
21,
sorry.
Who cares? Go for it. Yeah, of course.
But my thought on the 2 is he's a lot quicker than the 1. The 1's a closer, so he's going to get the rail. If the jockey's smart, Jackson, he'll just sit in the pocket. I think the 2 is capable of passing horses a little bit. I mean, just enough where if he sits in the pocket and somebody opens up, as I say that the 2 is dropping down to 17-1. The 3, by the way, Matt, Echo again is 4-1 right now. I would guess on his way down to about 3-1 at post time. Concrete Glory 8-5. The 6 is 6-1. The layoff horse for Asmussen. That's Bourbon Bash. In case people are curious, I played a pick 5. I'm alive to 2-3-6. I mean, I'm worried about the 7. Navy Seal, by the way, the Arkansas bred Jackson, who I've bet before with Castellano, who I had the pleasure of interviewing last weekend. He's not out of it either. It just feels the way they're betting this race, Jackson, it's like it's Concrete Glory or could be a bunch of others.
Yeah, there's definitely 2 tiers, right? It's the 3 and the 5. Concrete Glory, Echo again are going to be similar odds, and then there's a group of about 4 horses that are all going to be 5-1, 6-1, about the same price as well. So I don't see like a huge gap between the first tier and the second tier. So it kind of just depends on what your feel is on this race. I think if you like one of the favorites, you're supposed to hit it pretty hard at 2-1 and be happy with it if it wins. If you don't like the favorites, go with the 5-1 shot or the 6-1 shot. I mean, there's plenty of options in this race.
Maybe Echo against me too far back, Jackson. I hear you. I think he's better at 6.5 or 7, but I think there's enough speed and just Aspen is so good at this track as they're about to loan the gate. Echo again now 7-2, Matt. Just like we said, probably on his way down to 3-1. Big race in the contest, ladies and gentlemen. Penultimate race. It's going to end in the Smarty Jones. You got to think a lot of people are alive to doubles and whatnot. I will put the sound on in just a few seconds with Matt Ditterman with the call of the Commodore Overnight 6 furlong for the older boys. Good luck, everyone, as they are loading.
Echo again. Mischievous M, the next pair.
That was good timing.
Yeah.
Bourbon Bash 6-1, Jackson. Is that good value on the 6?
Yeah, I think so.
I agree.
Well, yeah, it's this 6, 1, 7. Those are the 3 that are taking more money than you would have guessed.
Forward.
And the 11, in my opinion.
And the 11, absolutely.
Concrete Glory.
Yep. You'll know about Concrete Glory right away, guys. The 5. He is very quick out of the gate, but he's going to take some pressure. He's a 7-year-old now.
Navy SEAL.
Bet against for me, but we'll see. Good luck, everyone. Oh, okay.
That's
forget
the
my
2.
2.
Second ID. You broke through the front of the gate, and he is going to take.
That was not the best effort I've ever seen to catch a horse before he took off.
Does the horse have to wait for the official break, or if he crosses the finish line on the way around, Jackson, does he get the win? Does my horse get the win?
We are going
to
my understanding is he has to break with the field, but don't quote me on that one.
It is Arkansas. No, we love the people in Arkansas. Okay, well, that will default me into the favorite, which you would assume. Okay, you know what's crazy, guys? I
will say
the odds
just
changed.
Where you see all the horses. Yes, exactly. That's my point.
Holy
all the horses
cow.
went in the gate, and you saw all the late odds drops, and you can see what the board is actually going to be like.
Holy cow! What are we?
Okay, so this is so Matt. This is fascinating. I don't know if you caught what Jack said at the end. Right now on the screen, there's what the odds they would have been if they had broken through. Explain this to me, Matt, because the 2 just went down. He's going to go. Obviously, he's going to be scratched, but the 2 was 6-1. That was fascinating in terms of the pools, Matt, because Jackson's exactly right. They showed the odds at the bottom of the screen as if the race was already run, and they were totally different. This is what's driving people absolutely bonkers right now.
Yes, you all just saw what the CAWs did to this pool. It was absolutely incredible. And for those that are consistently conspiracy theorists about past posting, the odds of the 2 were cut in half as he busted through the gate by accident. So that's not because someone saw something. If they saw something, they would have taken all of their money off of them. The bottom line is that was just the big dump of bets at the end. And you saw how quickly, just boom, everything changed so fast. I doubt we're going to see another dramatic shift because my sense is they've already made their bets.
Well, and that was not because the horse broke through. I mean, the odds dropped on the 2 a lot. So if people are thinking, well, the horse broke, so now I'm changing my bet. No, that was the money that was coming in as if the race was going to be run.
Correct. It's crazy. Look what happened to the 7. I mean, so someone went crazy on that 7, one of these CAW teams. And now they're sitting there furious. I mean, frankly, I don't know why I'm sitting here talking and now acting. I am picking up my phone absolutely to bet this 7 horse and this 1 horse. We were just tipped off by the CAWs as to exactly who they're betting.
Okay, now Matt, I gotta ask you a question / pushback. By you making that statement, you're assuming that the CAWs are always right and know who's going to win, because you just said the 1 and 7 just took a ton of money by the CAWs, and now you're going to bet those horses. So you're not suggesting, you're flat out saying basically the CAWs always are generally speaking right. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's what you're saying basically, correct?
Yeah, I think they're right a lot. I think they make an absolute shit ton of money, and I would do anything I could to get access to this kind of information on a regular basis.
Okay, Matt Manjunkin, thanks for joining the show, Matt. Appreciate it. Excellent contest player. I didn't see him on the leaderboard. I'm assuming he had entries today, but maybe just he's out. He's zeroed out. He's also saying Universe is going to be a big favorite, Jackson, in the Smarty Jones. I'm assuming you can confirm that on your phone. Or he said, and then he said, or even with the 5 Rancho Santa Fe. Is that, I'm sure
it'll
he's
be one of those
that.
2, yeah.
Yeah, but that's really not a surprise there, right? I mean, we figured it'd be one of those 2. I'll tell you what, I don't think it was the CAWs on the 2, Matt. I am guarantee there are millions watching Weekend Warriors and heard me. Oh, no, come on. I mean, a little laugh, Jackson, would have been okay, but now he's.
I laughed.
I mean, that's a little inappropriate.
That was great.
I deserve it. I'm just kidding, of course. I don't think it's the CAWs, Matt. They're listening to the show, man.
Agreed.
I still think that was a ridiculous price. I think 10-1 would be a fair price on the 2.
Well, and again, like what we were talking about before, if you're looking at the pick 3s and the pick 5s, the 2 was always right there with the 1 and the 6 and the 7. I mean, it should not have come as a surprise.
I love it being such a good example of it not being past posting, right? If that horse had gone to the lead, everyone would have said, oh my God, the odds got cut in half, and now the horse is on the lead. They knew. No, they didn't know. They didn't, that had nothing, those odds changed before the race went off. And so I mean, sometimes it's just, just to the conspiracy theorists in general, I don't know that you're wrong, but I would just say chill. You're definitely not always right.
Jackson, I hate to put you on the spot. Do you know who E.F. Hutton is?
No.
You know what? To be honest, though, Matt, that's very fair, because if we were to talk about something from like the 1960s for us, before we were born, we would say, like, I don't know, maybe I think it's an old commercial that they're a financial group, and they had a commercial that said, when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen, or I can't remember right? Is that what it was, Matt?
Yeah, when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen.
There you go. It was a commercial. Don't worry about it, Jackson. Before your time, don't even feel even remotely bad about it whatsoever. All right, they're reloading. Concrete Glory, guys, is now 5-2. Very soft favorite. And you're not getting the value, Jackson, at all at some of these other horses. But you do know what the odds were going to be now more. So it's a weird situation here.
Yeah, one you can take advantage of, especially if you like the 5 and you saw how soft my favorite is going to be. The 2 coming out are going to help them, because the 2 is one of the speed horses. So
then Rexford.
It'll be interesting to see how everyone pivots in this.
It actually hurts my 3 a little bit now. I think it helps the 6, Jackson. I got a feeling Bourbon Bash is on a monster sun is going to sit right off the 5, I would guess. Here we go, guys. Good luck.
Outside post Navy SEAL to round out the field.
I expect to see the 5 and 6 on the lead or close to it.
Navy SEAL knows it. We're ready to go in the Commodore Overnight Stakes. And we're off. Good start from Mischievous M, Spankster. Those 2 are quick. Spankster now takes a hold. Mischievous M is asked for speed. Concrete Glory moves up to come and challenge. Rexford right off of them down at the rail. Bourbon Bash in the 4th position. 3 lengths clear of Spankster at Navy SEAL. The Arkansas bred facing Open Company on the outside. He's 5 lengths behind. Banjo Chris joins that duo. Echo again, the gray horse, second to last as one runner beat. That's Thought That Counts, who trails as they go into the far turn. Concrete Glory comes out of the crowd to take a short lead into the far turn. Mischievous M right there matching him, a neck behind though. Length and a half to Rexford. Navy SEAL on the 3-path sent along. Between them is Bourbon Bash in the 3-path attempting to get closer. Bourbon Bash, he's gaining some ground as they round the far turn and approach the top of the lane. Top of the stretch. Concrete Glory off the turn. Bourbon Bash, Joel Rosario riding this one with a lot of confidence on the outside, and he grabs the lead coming down the stretch. Bourbon Bash, the reins get shaken at him, and look at this kick, a big kick from him. Bourbon Bash down the lane, opening up 4 with a 16th to go. Bourbon Bash, we haven't seen him in 19 and a half months. Welcome back to the races. Bourbon Bash looking better than ever. Wins
7-1, second, third.
Joe Chris then Thought That Counts at Navy SEAL.
6, don't do it. Don't do it. 6-7-1 at Oaklawn. Bourbon Bash, nice call. Oh boy. Nice call, Jackson. I thought he was definitely interesting also. Big shout out to Chris Couples, who gave out this horse, guys, on the show on Monday. This horse was working like a train. Joel, a great trip sitting off the 5 and the 8. And I mean, he never looked like a loser at any point. What a great training job. This is part of the reason, Jackson, why this guy has won the most races in the history of North America. I think, how long was this layup? It was, was it a year and a half? Days. How long was it?
What did he just say? 17 or 19 months. He said one of those as they closed.
And Matt, this horse drifted to 10-1. Wow. I mean, see, this is what I'm saying. The CAW's got this one completely wrong.
They were pretty close. They nailed the 7 and the 1.
I understand, 7. But they didn't have the winner. They didn't have the winner at all, assumingly so. And this horse drifted. But you're right, the 1 and 7. But the 1 and 7 were somewhat logical after the scratch. Well, I guess not. I don't know.
Their odds cratered when the CAWs bet them, and I would take this as relative proof of concept. CAWs tend to do okay. They were very live with those 2 horses that they bet down. But yeah, they missed the winner. To your point, they don't win every time.
No, definitely not. And I mean, boy, if someone played the double, actually, I don't. Well, the doubles had to go down a little bit because the 2 scratched, but the doubles aren't really. I don't think they were affected much with the scratch, right, Matt and Jackson? I mean, you wouldn't think.
No. Not with a long shot like that. Maybe marginally, but not much.
So, guys, this is fascinating. The double to the 6. Are you ready for this? This was the 6-6 double. Again, very playable if you like the 6 in this race, which you got to read between the leaves there. And by the way, look at Cody. Cody won. Guys, how about a 35-1 double? 6-6. Wow. And Marco wants to know if you get consolation money. Only if you have the 2, Marco. So only if you have the 2 that scratch, you get consolation money. Great job, Chris from Sylvain on the call there. The pick 3, by the way, the pick 3 to Concrete Glory, guys, who ended up being the favorite, and you'd scratch into that horse if you had the 2, was $18 for $1. The pick 3 to Bourbon Bash, how about $126? So basically chalk to Bourbon Bash. That pick 3 is 126. Wow.
One price to blow those things up.
109 and 3, and Joel there, or sorry, Jackson. There's the horrible. I get Joel Rosario'd all the time. Hall of Fame jockey who actually put on a clinic in that stake race at 10-1.
I don't know if you guys were watching or not, but they were coming around the turn. He's between horses, and he was literally like just holding him, and you knew he was like
there.
The last time I saw him do that was Breeders' Cup Day, the first race of the day on that turf race, Suchet, and the horse won by like 6. It was ridiculous.
Marco wants to know where we can get Chris's tip sheet. Yeah, well, Chris is an excellent handicapper. That's why we had him on the show. Not only that, Matt, and again, these jockeys, it's their job. I get it. As you were watching, the 11 was coming up to his flank, and it reminded me of harness racing a little bit because you see this a lot. He was about to get blind switched, and if you don't know what that means the horse on the outside not allowing the one to his inside sort of get out. Joel looked to his right. He saw the 11 was coming. He just pushed the button just enough, Matt, to keep that position. And once he got through that hole in about the 4 path, he was in hand, and you knew he was gone. Again, very subtle things. That's why the guy's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And it was the second situation in a row where if you're really paying attention to the race call, Matt Dinnerman nailed it this time. I mean, he actually said something about Rosario being so calm at a position at a time in the race where you'd expect him to be working harder. So, I mean, these race callers, when you really focus on what they're saying, they see a lot. It's very impressive.
Let's go to the leaderboard, Matt. This is going to be very interesting because that was an upset. Neither favorites won. Let's see if there's any new development. And there is a little bit of one. Adam Burgoon just moved up 14 spots all the way up to 26.56. But other than that, Robert Dolan moved up a little bit as well. Other than that, not a lot. We have no idea about hidden doubles, though, Matt and Jackson. People could have easily played one of these 2 favorites or someone else, or maybe even Bourbon Bash into the Smarty Jones. But in the top 5, no movement, Matt.
Yeah, I'm not shocked again. My guess is that if people were playing there, it's probably in the form of doubles. My guess is just think about it from an emotional standpoint. What is the likelihood that the second to last race of the tournament is going to be a more important race to you than the last race? And so, if that's where your opinion is, great, go bet it, and that's fine. But I think a lot of people are kind of resigned to knowing they got to play the last. And so, yeah, maybe they tried to get some action into it with some doubles or whatnot. But I'm just not shocked that these last couple of races, people kind of chilled out. I'm assuming Adam just in that last race had a win bet. I mean, it probably wouldn't have taken more than that. Nice and simple is my guess.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I was looking at a different screen. That's I don't know if you had that open. That's a fantastic job. And so, look, he's not set yet. I mean, he's in 5th, which is as good as 7th, which is as good as 10th, which is as good as, well, it's not as good as last because he has a lot of money. So your balance matters, but he's got to do something here. I mean, you got to get up to those top 3 spots, but he's now got as much capital as he wants to. Everyone has a different approach here. Some people will use all of that capital. Some will use, if some think they're being very eloquent by just using a little bit and making a very targeted little bet. All sorts of different opinions on endgame strategy. But the bottom line is it's a great move, but you still got work to do.
Well, Jackson, he probably got more than he thought. I mean, I don't think anyone thought that he was going to get 10-1. And I don't know what Adam did, but I'd be pretty surprised if he does not have a double live, Jackson, with that 6. I'm not saying it would be a mistake if he didn't, but just logically, I'm going to guess he also has a double live with that 6.
Did he play any all day?
I do not know. That's a good question. Let's see. He did not.
That's one more below.
I'm sorry.
But that's right. You're right.
No,
So,
it was correct.
You're exactly right. Yeah. So my guess is not.
Maybe not.
And I know this is going to sound silly. I don't really think the horse going from 8-1 to 10-1 made a big difference.
Matt, did you read my mind? Matt thinks he probably does.
Okay. Look, for his sake, I hope he does. Those will pay.
I hope he does too. Well, these doubles are going to, let's see what they pay here very quickly. Jackson, your thoughts when you see the leaderboard now?
I mean, not a whole lot changed. I think that, obviously Adam moving up changes things a little bit, but the target's still the same. Everyone else still needs the last race. This is the most important race of the day, and you got a wide open race to do it. So you have plenty of options, especially for people that are towards the top. I mean, you can play a couple horses to win and Dutch them. You can play a bunch of exactas. Doesn't seem like it's one of those crazy impossible maiden races that has 14 horses in it that you just have no clue. I mean, it seems relatively straightforward in this spot. Guys,
these doubles are huge. The double to the 1 universe is $41.50. The dollar double. These are dollar doubles. $41.50. The double to the 5 Rancho Santa Fe, almost 49-1. Guys, those are just the 2 favorites. This contest is nowhere near over. If you're Justin Sampson right now, give me a target number right now, Matt, in your opinion, for the top 3. Right now, Justin is at 31.75.
It's the same story. My new target would be $4,000.
Wow, really that high?
I'd want to wedge myself in there and not concede first and second in a tournament that only pays 3 spots. I can't concede 2 spots. You're just taking too much risk of one of these other good players hitting something. And so, and frankly, as Steven is getting closer to Nick, if I'm being honest, I mean, look, and you know my style of play is to say I paid $500 to get into this tournament, or even better, I won my entry to this tournament. I'm going to fully play it. I can tell you that if I'm sitting 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, every dollar I have is going into this race, and I'm targeting Nick.
Your thoughts on the number that you get to, Jackson?
I would
target Nick or targeting Steven?
Yeah,
Really?
I think there's enough money here that he's in trouble. Yeah, unless he's got doubles alive. And by the way, he just passed me in the cash contest with a huge score over there. And I am going to guess that he's got doubles alive.
Probably, knowing him.
If you think he has doubles alive, I wouldn't go chasing him, and I would just focus on second. But otherwise, I don't think the $800 difference when you're betting with $2,500 is that much money. And again, leaving the putt short in these things when you have a total this high is the most sickening feeling. These people all have great numbers. They've done a great job. You got to finish it out.
I just want to mention there's, again, outside the contest, but Weekend Warriors is not just about our contest here. Race 11, the last race at Gulfstream. Yours truly is alive to 4 horses in the Turf Pick 3. And this is a spot play, Matt, coming up. The number 2, Pass the Hat for Mott and Alvarado, is 3-1 co-favorite right now. Should get a nice trip from the inside. Best number was on the turf. This is definitely a turf horse. It's not the most difficult race. And I think he's very well meant here. I wish he was a little bit higher. I am going to place a small win bet, nothing crazy, because I don't think the value is there. But that is a spot play. Actually, it's the no, it was not the play day Gulfstream, Matt. My play today got scratched, I believe. if I recall. I have to go back, or is this the play of the day? I can't recall. Let me go back and look real quick. No, this is the play of the day for me.
Yeah.
It's not my strongest play of the day I've ever had. And Matt, I would sound extremely arrogant and foolish if I touted my own best plays of the day. But let's just say they've been pretty good lately.
They've been pretty
Actually
good
all year long in 25, frankly, if I may
yeah.
say.
Pass the hat, pass the phone. Let's go.
I thought he'd be higher, though, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't love this 3-1, but that should give me more confidence. Also, for people that are betting Gulfstream, the rails have been out 72 feet all weekend. And not only is there not a lot of room to pass in the stretch, you have to make your moves very early on the turn. Jackson, it's just crazy. We don't see 72 feet. Usually when rails are out, like, 30 feet, I think is the max at Anita. Definitely it changes when you have to make that move and speed plays better. With the rails out 72 at Gulfstream, it plays completely different than when the rails are down, which they will be in 3 weeks for Pegasus weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that's nothing new for Gulfstream turf course, right? Especially this time of year. It's usually pretty speed friendly. You want to be forwardly placed. You want to be at least up close. But the rails out definitely make it even more difficult for those horses from way out the back.
5-2. So we will show we'll play the Gulfstream race, then we'll talk about the race of the weekend. Anywhere in the country, very fair to say, the Smarty Jones with Kentucky Derby points on the line, and then we'll get to that race momentarily. I'll give you some odds right now on the Smarty Jones. It's, of course, the last race of the contest. We'll be ending the show after the Smarty Jones. Universe at 9-5, the one horse. Rancho Santa Fe for Cox and Giroux, 2-1. And then Strategic Risk, which is one of two for Cassie, at 7-2. And Sleeping on Freedom for McPeak and Hernandez, 6-1. We'll talk. I'm actually interested in another Cassie horse, but I have to say, Matt, not quite as much because the way the track is playing. You and I talked about this horse, and it's on my tip sheet as well. I don't like this horse quite as much with the scratch of the 3, who's going to show speed and the way the track's playing. But anyway, Gulfstream, they are loading. Pete Aiello with the call. If they're bunched up at the top of the stretch, you might want to find out, who do you like here at Gulfstream? Last race, race 11, Pass the Hat, a tip sheet play for yours truly at odds that I do not like on the win end, but I do like the horse, 5-2. Here we go.
Global Prosperity to the outside. There in the gate. Couple of them snapped open the stall doors. The 4 into it's the first to do it, and then Pass the Hat followed suit. Gate crew did a great job in both occasions as neither got away. Both are now calmed down.
Still don't like that, though. Don't like that at all.
Gates closed. Ready. And runners away. The man up front away the best. He's reaching out for the early lead. Tightened up badly for Racing Room. Walking in Memphis. They just sawed him right off as Intuit kicked on with the man up front. These two have opened 4 on Global Prosperity, and Walking in Memphis after that early skirmish is back to 4th. Down at the inside goes White Palomino to race from 5th. On his outside is Mary's Lad. Then the team of Discreet Dancer and Pass the Hat. They've dropped a long way behind an ambitious early pace. Second last is Concord Green. At the back of the field is Telescopic. The opening quarter, 23-2. They roll down the backstretch. The man up front is challenged every yard by Intuit, locked up heads apart and going awfully quick. They're 6 lengths ahead of the team of Global Prosperity and Walking in Memphis. They're 3rd and 4th. Up to the outside, it's Mary's Lad with White Palomino nearest the inside. A length and a half in front of Discreet Dancer. Then back to Pass the Hat, still 3rd last and covered up, improving to 2nd last Telescopic, and now the trailer is Concord Green. The top 2 have been at each other from the bell. They went a 46 3/2 mile. On the outside, the man up front toward the inside Intuit, still locked up heads apart and still 5 ahead of the others. White Palomino tries to get a rally together while in traffic. Just ahead of him is Mary's Lad. Walking in Memphis calls it an afternoon, and they're on their way home. Intuit along the rail still has the lead. On the outside, the man up front, closing ground, Mary's Lad, Global Prosperity, and at the rail.
Look who's closing.
Come on, Junior. Come on, Junior.
Look at Pass the Hat.
Come on, Junior.
Here's Pass
Ooh, here's the 2.
going away. Mary's Lad.
What?
Street Dancer. 139.
What, Howard?
That is such an underratedly good effort. I was shaking my head negatively the whole time. This horse is supposed to be up close. He broke through the gate a little bit. Then he was way back. He shuffled back. This horse had, what a ride by Junior, Matt. This horse had a ton. This horse is tons the best. And I'm not just saying it because I had it. I mean, wow, Matt.
Oh my God, that was fantastic. Nice pick.
Thank you.
Team HHH pays to listen to the power picks. I'm telling you, and Howard, I'm not trying to rip you at the same time as something nice, but when you pick a reasonable horse, right, not one of these, you got to tell me a bit of a story to it. I mean, this was man, I hope everyone in that chat lit that up. Nice job.
Thank you. He drifted up. I think he drifted up, Jackson, because he didn't break through the gate, but he opened the gate. That's never a good thing. I would assume that's part of it. Right, Jackson? I mean, if I almost canceled my win bet, to be very honest. I didn't have anything crazy, but
yeah,
that, right? Would you assume that's why he drifted up a little bit late?
Could be. Could be that. Could be they just liked someone else late. I don't know, right. But he got a great trip and got a phenomenal ride and smoked him. Great pick.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Guys, Junior Alvarado. Matt, we'll talk for 30 seconds and then we'll go to the Samari Jones. You and I know this guy very well from way back in the day at Arlington when him and Giroux would absolutely win like every damn turf race. This guy's always been good. He just needed an opportunity. Not only is he only a really good rider, Matt, but he's a better person with a great family. We've had the pleasure of meeting him several times, me especially. I just saw him down at the Gulfstream. I'll tell you what, in a big race, dirt or turf, but especially turf, I'm sorry, I'll take him almost equally with as Flavien as Irad in a big turf race. This guy's timing is absolutely incredible.
Oh, yeah. And
he's really good.
You got Godolphin, arguably the best racing operation in the world, placing complete trust in the guy with some of their very best stock. It's a little strange. He just didn't have the biggest, most popular name at any point in our racing lives, and yet he's been one of the most steady, consistent. I do think he's gotten better with age. And this dude today is a top tier. I mean, how often I can't remember the last time someone said this guy cost me a race. You hear that with the other top jockeys all the time. Junior, not so much.
Incredible. All right, enough about Junior in a race that's outside of the contest. Here's the big one. Samari Jones, Jackson, I'm going to lay it on you for a few minutes. Your analysis there are the entries. We'll go to the PPs.
Yeah, I'm pretty wide open race, I thought. the favorites in here are just fine. Universe can win. He is the class of the field. The last race, I just felt like he kind of just chugged along for a second as the race completely collapsed. Like, I wasn't impressed with it. I know people were really going crazy for his finish and the gallop out in that spot, but he had things his own way set up for him to run like that. And the race before that, he had things his own way on the lead, I thought, and didn't get the job done there. So him at a short price, I'm not in love with. Rancho Santa Fe, I know Noah made a pretty strong case for this one. He's another one. He can win. He's one of the horses to beat, but I thought he was just fine. I wanted to go to one of the prices in here, and I do like the 9, the other Kenny McPeak. Brian Hernandez does choose in this spot, which isn't insignificant. And yes, this horse is definitely stepping up in class, but numbers-wise, he's kind of right there. And last time he had some trouble at Churchill Downs. I believe that was a race we covered for a different contest that day when he won at odds on, had some trouble, got shuffled from mid-pack to last, re-rallied, and won really impressively. So I think he might be up to the task. This is a horse that wants to go the 2 turns. Post is a little bit of a question mark, but I do think he has speed to be forward if they so choose to. But last time he showed he can be off the pace as well. So I'm on him in this spot. I also think the Cassie horse deserves a lot of respect because boy, the Mark Cassie barn can do no wrong right now at Oaklawn Park. And, I'm not really sure where that number came from last time. Maybe it was to stretch out the 2 turns, and that could just be it. Because if he runs that race today, he'll be right there as well. And he's going to be a better price than those 2. So as far as this race, I'm looking at the 7 and 9. If I'm in, the $1,500, $2,000 range, I would just be dutching those 2.
I think this is a very tricky race. Universe is an interesting horse, Jackson, because you look at him like, oh, look who he's faced. I'm not sure he likes to win, man. I don't know. I think I put him on top on the show. But it's more of a default, Jackson. I don't love a lot of horses in here. I'm not proud of putting Universe on top. He's definitely the class in terms of who he's faced. Incredible. Further Ado, Napoleon Solo, but he's very hard to trust at a low price.
Yeah.
The horse that I'm interested in, again, more so underneath, and I know Matt's going to want me to tell a story. I'm not going to go on, Matt, because I don't like the track profile today. There are a lot of things I like about Silent Tactic. And I'm also going to say this, ladies and gentlemen, I know for a fact, earlier today, Silent Tactic was about 7-1 in the European betting market. I'm not going to say how I know, or you can look it up. It's not a secret. Silent Tactic was taking money early on today, guys. But the way the track is playing, Matt, where it's tilted to speed, this horse is probably going to be too far back. But I think Silent Tactic, the number 4, is a very interesting horse going forward. Maybe not today. I am using him, by the way, in my pick 5 that I'm actually excited about now. I've 1, 4, 5, 9, Jackson and Matt, in my pick 5. I'd love to beat the 1 and the 5 here with the 4 especially, or the 9. Strategic Risk, I agree with you, Jackson. I don't know where that last number came from. I will say the Town came back and won, but it was a very weak Florida-bred race. He has worked since, and Castellano's here for one reason, Jackson, and that's with this horse. So if this horse wins for Cassie, I wouldn't be surprised. Then you got Sleeping on Freedom. Matt, your thoughts? I don't know if you looked at this race at all, but your thoughts based on the odds board, etc. We got 3 minutes to post, Matt.
I had a fantastic time playing with ChatGPT yesterday. You can actually ask what it thinks is the most likely winner of a given race. I went so far as to ask what it thought was the most likely winner on the day, and it happened to say Universe.
Wow.
Pretty quickly, I think we're going to learn ChatGPT's not right all the time. But I thought it was amazing, and it gave a very good cogent argument. I do think the odds are going to come down a little bit, but really, strangely, the 1, 5, 7, and 9 are all kind of tightly grouped together.
Yeah.
In part, that's because it was a long shot that won the last race. So I'm going to give a tip that I give out quite a bit, and then I'll just pass the baton. I like to go back a race and look at what the will pays what the probables would have been with the favorite. And as I'm doing that now, looking at the 5, it's interesting. It's really revealing that the 5-5 combo is the lowest, and the 5-1 is the second lowest. So take that for what it's worth, but I'm not sure Universe is going to be the favorite when it's all said and done. For me, look, if I needed to do something here, I would probably just pick one of them. I'm so far behind in that cash contest at this point that I am just going to tip the cap to Nick and say, take it. I've got $1,000 that's not worth risking to try and catch him. And for all we know, he's alive to another $1 million in doubles. But this is a solid race for sure. It's a great rendition. I don't know. For my pick, I would probably still take the 1, just figuring the karma with ChatGPT was too weird.
And just that, once again, we got a minute. The final total for the 3rd place finisher, Matt, in your opinion, to qualify for the Kdbc.
If I'm Steven, I'm probably sticking.
Which Steven?
Steven's there. And if I'm anyone else, I'm trying for $4,000. That's
okay.
That's the advice I'd give.
Does the fact that Bourbon Bash won the last race at 10-1 change your opinion of that, Matt?
The only change is that I'm betting Nick Sievers is going to finish even further ahead. And so
okay.
If he was on a huge long shot like that, and we don't know, I mean, even if he had $5, $10 doubles, that was a great long shot. And so it makes me scared of him even more.
Okay. Jackson, final thoughts. Universe and Rancho Santa Fe are both 2-1. The 7 is 3-1, and the 9 is 5-1 as they approach the gate.
Yeah, sticking with what I said, I would be on the 9 horse in this spot, and as Matt said, I echo it. I'd be targeting 4,000. Whether you're playing win bets, to Dutching them, whether it's exactas, whatever it is you're trying to do, that's what I'm targeting. And if I'm Justin Sampson or Steven in 4th, I'm betting again, because especially Justin is not safe, especially with how many horses are. There's not a huge chunk of horses I think can win this race. Yeah. I think someone is going to hit.
Fortunately and unfortunately, Jax, the feeling of being on that border of qualifying for something. It's points for the Kentucky Derby. I'm selfishly hoping the number 4 runs a big race and gets in the money. Good luck to everyone in the Smarty Jones. Here we go. Matt Ditterman with the call.
We're ready to go in the Smarty Jones and Laurel. Clean break for everyone. The long shot, Starship gets the first call of the race. Oscar's Hope is prominent. Right behind will take a hold, and Starship leads the way at 50-1. Goes into the first turn, a length and a half clear, getting over towards the rail to save some ground on the first turn. Oscar's Hope happy to track. Will take a hold with Strategic Risk, who's on the tail of that front runner. Sleeping on Freedom, Baytown Dreamer, they're side by side. Silent Tactic right behind that duo. With
7 came down in odds a little bit.
Rancho Santa Fe 3 wide at the back.
They're walking. He's getting a dream trip.
6 or 7 lengths as they swing up the back stretch. Not a fast pace at all set by Starship. They went 24-2 up front. It's Starship by 2 down the back stretch. Opens up the lead just a little bit. Strategic Risk happy to be placed in second here. Oscar's Hope to the inside of him. There's a gap of a length and a half to Baytown Dreamers. Sleeping on Freedom to his outside. Universe patiently.
I have no idea what these guys are doing.
6
None.
off the lead going into the far turn. Rancho Santa Fe 3 wide along with Silent Tactic in between horses as they go into the far turn. Starship turns it into a 3 furlong sprint with a half and 49-3. Still on top of length. Now it's a half length. Here comes Strategic Risk on the outside. Strategic Risk on the throat latch of Starship as they round the far turn. Sleeping on Freedom is sent hard third, and he's a length and a half behind the top pair who are right together. Oscar's Hope is given way with Baytown Dreamer. Rancho Santa Fe not Universe is dead last as they come down the lane, and Strategic Risk just pounced on the early leader and kicks away. Strategic Risk.
This is 4 up for second at least. I don't have the 2 for third.
Silent Tactic
I don't have the 2 for third.
Late, and Baytown Dreamer at 84-1 is third. It's Strategic Risk and the Smarty Jones. He won for fun.
Nice 4, Howard.
Tactic. It's a 1-2 finish for John Oxley and Mark Cassie. Baytown Dreamer checked in third.
7, 4, 2. Guys, I've seen a lot in my day. I have no idea what these jockeys were doing here. First of all, congratulations to the 7. Good call, Jackson. 49-3.
115.
The speed never developed. I'm proud of my 4. Guess what, guys? I don't have the try because I didn't put the 2 in third at 90-1. Otherwise, this try would be huge. I don't think I did. But I'm proud of the 2. I'm proud of the 4 second, at least, but doesn't do me any good. And I lost the pick 5. Wow. Very bizarre race, guys. I have absolutely no idea what to say there. Where was the speed from the 1, Jackson? Very bizarre race. I'm pretty positive we didn't see the Kentucky Derby winner in that race today.
No.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Just interesting race. The one didn't break, and he didn't show speed last time. So maybe that's just who he is. And then we all kind of expected the 6. Oscar's Hope to be up there, and he just didn't really ever go forward with it. So I think they all saw the 8, who they knew was a long shot, was in the lead. And they're like, yeah, go ahead. You're 60-1. You can do your thing. And if you're Javier Castellano, I'm sure you were laughing at everyone else behind you on the backside because you knew what was going to happen. I
mean, the 7 looked like the winner after the first turn. Yeah. Like the 1 and the 5 have strangleholds on them going slow. Yeah. I know we're not going to talk about the race, and we're gonna see what happens with the leaderboard here. Congratulations, anyone had the 7. Weirdly run race, really slow for this kind of level. I really wish this is where jockeys make a difference, because the 4 ran well, but if the 4 had followed the 9 guys at the end of the first turn instead of being rank in behind and was out in the clear, I think the 4 would have been much closer than the 7 at the wire. The 4's got a kick. The 4 ran by far the second best race today. And I wish I used the 7, obviously, in my pick 5, which I'm really pissed off about, but that's the way it goes. Matt, just a very bizarre race, and I think the 7 ended up being the favorite. No,
he took a lot of late money.
What happened here?
Yeah, go second choice.
Yeah, let's see.
It's going to be interesting for the contest because I don't expect anyone to have that exacta. If anyone bet exactas, they probably whiffed. I don't think a lot of people had the 4. So we'll see what happens.
Well, the exacta paid 48-1. This try is going to be humongous, but I doubt
No,
You know what?
No one has it.
I'll talk about it off air. I am incredibly upset with myself. I could have easily just hit the L button for third. But I'm like, this 2 can't finish third. And I left it off, and I otherwise. What a game. And everyone was shitting on me, Matt, for using the 4 or the whatever, but and then he runs a huge race, and I don't get paid for it. It's really painful. But anyway, that's okay. Horse racing.
The question is
It's official.
Oh,
Okay.
right, let's go to the board.
The try paid. Oh my lord. Ugh! How about almost $1,000 for $1? And I know I would have had it a few times because you know that way I play these, Matt and Jackson. That is so sick. I'm absolutely sick to my stomach.
That is sick. All right.
And I used 4 horses in the pick 5, and the only one that logical one I didn't use, of course, is the 7. I just didn't believe the form.
You ready, Howard?
Hold on. Let's not let me just show it
There's
before you say it, Matt.
There is some movement.
Okay, here we go. Who wins the contest? Nick Sievers is the winner. Stephen Wells moves up 2 spots into second, and Steven Zare third. Justin Sampson did bet, but lost and dropped down. That is a tough loss for him, although he will get some cash. But it's Nick, Steven, and Steven. Robert Dolan also moved up. We were saying the total was 4,000, Matt. Pretty damn close, my friend. 38.50. Congratulations again to Nick Sievers, who is on an absolute roll right now. Awesome job.
Fantastic job. Let's unpack quickly. So we talked about Steven Zare, who was in second, and we said I wouldn't bet $1. And he showed a ton of restraint by betting $100. I don't think that's a bad bet at all. Tried to move the needle a little bit with the 2 favorites, didn't work out. Stephen Wells just hauled off with it's almost like someone told him the place bet was good enough for him on that 7 horse. He made more than even money on a place bet. And that was plenty to win, his seat when he started. So great job there. Justin is the odd man out. And I would say, that's a lot of exacta combos. So he definitely bet. He did not shove. I think he was taking an artful approach of trying to just hit the thing with an accurate combo. And and actually, again, looking at Justin's picks, I don't see the 7 in any of those exactas. So that tells me,
or the 4,
he saved himself $2,800 by not pushing harder, because he probably would have lost if he did. So ordinarily, I'd be a little critical of not shoving a little harder, but in that case, given that the opinion wasn't there, it stinks to finish outside the top 3, but that's still a really good job. Yeah. Justin Danley, what did he do with the gift? Nothing.
We can talk more about this, by the way, Matt, on our leaderboard show.
Okay,
here it is.
So bottom line is top 3: Nick, Steven, terrific job. Flipping over to the cash contest, I can't wait to see how high Nick's total got, if he hit that double or not. He did. I got past 2. Nick with 2,100, some Stephen Leandri with 1,700. I finished in third. Lovely.
There's still 1 race to go, bro.
For real?
For
this
contest?
The Oaklawn contest is all of them. This ain't over.
Oh, heck yeah. Okay, let's go. Chat, fire it up. I got you. The last race. Let's go.
I got you. I'll text you. That's my best bet at Oaklawn today. I got you.
Terrific.
We're good.
Wow. I had some nice scores today. Matt doesn't even consider asking me about the last race, as if I didn't handicap it because I had played the pick 5. Does everyone see at home what kind of respect I get from this guy here? I crush it on a bunch of bets today. What's his first thought? Jackson, what'd you bet? Let me talk to you about the.
He offered. And Howard, that was your power pick that had me dancing Michael Flatley, Lord of the Dance 10 minutes ago. So I didn't forget that. Not to worry.
Matt knows I'm just giving him crap. It's all good. Well, we did end the show so that Matt and the real handicapper on the screen, Jackson, can actually figure out what to do. Just kidding. This has been a lot of fun, guys. Really appreciate it. It's been really interesting tournament. Nick Sievers is just on a complete heater right now, and couldn't be happy for him and everyone else who cashed. Again, the final totals for today. I'm about to blow the end of the show. That's a bummer. Sorry. Because it's an ended. I was on active now, Matt, looking for the contest we just finished, and now it's on ended. As I want to bring it up one last time. Once again, contest winners: Nick Seaver, Stephen Wells, and Stephen Zer. Congratulations to those three. It's been a lot of fun. Really appreciate everyone watching and listening. Weekend Warriors next weekend up in the air. I'm actually going to be out of town, which I wasn't planning on doing, but I'm actually going to be at San Anita next weekend, which is very exciting to see my brother, who I've not seen in a long time. So I'm excited about that. But we will discuss that. So look for Weekend Warriors next Saturday, perhaps. We'll get back to you on that. For my wonderful co-hosts, Matt Miller and Jackson Muniz, this has been your host, Howard Kravitz, episode 20 of Weekend Warriors. Crush your bets in the next Twinspires contest. Take care, everyone. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
If you have not followed his Triple H horse racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.